welcome to this episode of Cinema Crunch. My name is Rose Donahue, and we are filming at the Quantum Arc Media Studio in Las Vegas, Nevada. With independent filmmaking, it's typical for people to take on a lot of roles. Today, I'll be speaking with writer, producer, and director, MJ Del Rosario. MJ, thanks for joining me.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And your proper name's Melissa. Okay, is MJ cool?
MJ's cool for you.
Oh, okay, okay, thank you.
My
thank
friends
you.
call me MJ.
Okay, perfect, noted. So everyone else, it's Melissa. Thank you for joining me today. So I would like to hop in with a question that I ask a lot of producers.
Okay.
If you could do a short job description of what it means to be a producer, what would it be?
Oh gosh, short job description. So I would say producers are basically the people that if there's something wrong, you talk to them and they fix it. So I'm there from beginning to end, like pre-production, production, and then post-production all the way until your project is finished.
Yeah, problem solver.
Problem solver.
Yeah, yeah. What's your favorite aspect of being a problem solver? What do you like about it?
The challenge. I've gotten various questions or various challenges to overcome. Like, oh, so my short is located in a hospital. I want to shoot in a hospital. Okay. Sure. When do you want to do that? Next month. Okay. Got a hospital, shot it in there. That was okay. What's next?
Yeah, just cross it off the list.
I've recently had for my feature, oh, so I want to shoot with a lowrider. Okay. When do you want to shoot with that? Tomorrow. Okay. 10 a.m. is call time? Sure, we'll have that there. That wasn't in the script.
Wow.
But it looks so great in the opening sequence, so it was worth it.
Oh, good. I feel like that's kind of part of the game of like, oh man, this is a little stressful right now, but the payoff of doing things right and planning ahead and just getting all of the right things in the right place is just, yeah, incredible.
It's something when you actually get to see the final product and show it, and like people are like, where was that location? Oh, it was an actual hospital, or it wasn't.
Right, right.
There was one location. A lot of people primarily ask me for locations. I know quite a few in town. Someone was like telling me, I need a banquet hall. Okay, what's your budget? We don't really have too much of a budget. Okay, so banquet hall, no budget. Let me see. And we ended up shooting in a very not banquet hall location, but it turned out great. Like you would never know the difference.
Right. That's such a fun thing about the film industry of making something into something it is not.
Yes.
But it passes off and looks good on screen. And so it's a success. Yeah. That's very cool. So as a producer, you've also submitted some of your projects to film festivals. That's kind of a role you took on as well. And you went to Cannes last summer, which I think, I mean, it's just such a hugely familiar festival for anyone in the film community. So I'd love to talk about your experience there.
Definitely. I love Cannes, and I recommend it. And I plan to hopefully go sometime soon again. So anything you want to talk about?
Okay, so let's see. Do you have to bring fancy clothes?
Yes.
Really? So everyone has to have fancy clothes?
Everyone has to bring fancy clothes depending on the time of the screening.
Okay.
Most screenings after 7, I believe it's after 7 or 8 p.m. are red carpet only. And it was to the point where there was like a day, because it's a 3-week-long film festival. And
that's long.
It's a lot. So every day, like waking up early, making your meetings, going to the market, and then going to the red carpet event at the evening and the after parties. You have to have the heels on when you're walking in. You have to have the dress. You have to have, if you're a man, you have to have a suit, and you have to have a specific bow tie. You have to have like the French bow tie. If you have the regular tie, they will not let you in.
That's strict.
It's a very strict dress code.
Okay.
Super strict. There was one time I tried to cheat, and I had my heels on my purse and my flip-flops on. Because it's a long line. You know?
Yeah, they didn't. They were like,
they
nope.
were like, we're not going to let you pass this point. And I'm like, wait, I have my heels. So I had to switch really quick.
Switch them on. Yeah.
It was getting pretty crazy, but definitely plan ahead. As many red carpet screenings as you plan to attend, you need an outfit. You need a different outfit for everyone. So
wow,
it's fun, and it's super fun to get dressed up.
Yeah, it's kind of exciting too.
It's different.
Right. Yeah,
it's not like screenings here.
Yeah, sure. So what's something that you learned while you were there that you maybe didn't expect?
Something that I learned while I was there is like how large of it made me feel so small almost. But it was interesting to see how large of a market there really is, because it's I believe the biggest international film market and film festival at the same time in France.
Right.
And like right next to the film festival, you're seeing all the films, you're seeing all the programs, and then you go in and you just see like floors. Like imagine the convention center in Las Vegas times like 2, and
Wow.
it's just floors and floors of different distributors, different like I'm selling films here, I'm buying films here. Floors of it.
Wow.
Just different marketing brands, different distributions, different like everything from Vegas to like China to
just
all over the
world.
Global.
Yeah.
You can walk right up to a distributor and meet them and try to pitch them your film, but it depends. Are they in for inquisition? Are they not in for inquisition right now? Are they only exhibiting and selling? And it turned into a lot of questions that now I know how to ask that I didn't know before.
Oh, okay. That's great. What's a good question? What's a good start off question when speaking to someone?
First, you need to figure out who you're speaking to. So like, are you speaking to someone who owns the company? Are you speaking to someone who's a manager? But specifically in distribution, like my goal was, okay, pick up a distributor, make a few contacts there. I ended up making 3 different distribution contacts. I love keeping in touch with them and seeing what they're doing. And I worked under a distribution firm while I was there. Like I just helped out and saw what they did. Like, are you buying films or are you selling films?
Yeah, so that's a good question. First question. Okay, yeah.
Especially keeping in mind, I'm selling a film.
Right.
So I need to know if you're
You're not trying to buy a film.
Yeah, I'm not trying to buy a film. I'm making the films. I would like to sell you my film, and hopefully next is where are you distributing?
Right.
Because certain companies I only distribute here in China. Like and it's by territory. So when you walk in, this is American distribution. This is Chinese distribution. Some companies, I mean, they cover all of them. But like other companies, no, I only work in Turkey. Do you want your film screened in Turkey?
Yeah. Sure.
I would love that.
Why not?
Yeah, like, let me see. And then what is your contract? What is your process? I mean, the first question leads to so many other questions. And are you available for a meeting this week? Are you booked already? I would love to talk to you more about my project or projects.
That's excellent. I think that so many people get into the film industry because of their passion for the art and storytelling, but it's an industry. It's a business, right? That distribution element cannot be ignored if you're trying to make a career within the industry.
Right.
So
what's the point of a good, like you could have the best film ever, and then if it's like on a shelf somewhere, it's never seen. What's the point of making it?
Right. You make it a DVD, you put it in your basement, you forget about it. It's very sad. Very sad for that story.
Sad.
Yeah. So what is something that you wish you had prepared for before going, now that you've been once?
Well, I wish I would have prepared.
Or what would you come ready with next time? If I were to rephrase the question.
I would definitely come ready with more business cards. I ran out of business cards. So definitely, like with any film festival, I would say that you should plan ahead as much as possible. Do your research. Figure out where you're going to get the most out of it. Will you get the most out of the market? Will you get the most out of the screening? Does your film festival do a question and answer? Is it worth like bringing in marketing materials? Will they even allow you to bring in marketing materials? Because if I would have known, there were a lot of other films that had postcards and posters.
Oh, sure.
We had a like digital file of our poster. Our poster was published in the catalog, but like they had it out on display.
Sure.
So I wish I would have had a little bit more marketing materials with me.
Okay, good note. Just ship them over. Pack them very neatly.
Don't ship them.
Pack them neatly. Okay.
Bring them, carry on.
Don't lose those.
Don't even chance it. It's a 3-week-long film festival. You want to make the most out of it. And one of my friends who was traveling with us, she was the production designer on our film. She had sent the company the address to the hotel to send us the business cards.
Okay.
They never shipped.
No.
They never made it. So she was like, she's like, oh, don't worry, I sent an order for it, and it never made it. And I was so upset for her. I was like, oh no.
That's a bummer. Yeah. What do you do? Right. You just move
collect business cards.
Right. And then email, call, follow up. Yeah. In a way, that's better because then you definitely get that touch with them after meeting them. Whereas you never know if someone's going to reach out to you with a business card or not. Hopefully, obviously. And it's always good to be prepared. But
yes.
always good to collect for sure.
And also on the note of like calling and texting people, don't forget to like get your plan. So like we're
like
here
your
in
phone
America,
plan.
your phone plan, because then if you're in France, either work out a phone plan or get a prepaid phone there and change your number.
Yeah.
So that you know you can contact people, because that was a hassle and a half coming back.
International
fees are not fun.
No, not fun at all. Yeah, and well, Wi-Fi is great and highly accessible today. It's not as reliable as you might think sometimes.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
And don't go to another country without access to like calling someone.
Right, especially for a business related event. So you mentioned that with at Cannes, it's not a pay-to-play festival for some elements of it.
Yeah, the best thing I think about Cannes is like there's so many elements to it. So like when you think of Canne, it's a big film festival. It's a film festival and a film market. So just like AFM.
Yep, American Film Market.
But it's international. It's one of the biggest ones in the world. So you're there at the same time. You can literally screen your film and potentially sell your film at the same time because they're right next to each other. And it's invitation only. So like Sundance or Toronto, like you can buy a pass and just attend and network and meet people.
Sure.
Cannes is not like that. You cannot buy a pass. You must have your film screening, or you must have like a market pass, like as a distributor or a buyer, basically.
Right.
So, it's
you made your film that you submitted through the 48-hour film festival. And then for it anyway, and then you submitted on your own. Is that correct?
So actually, we made it with the UNLV 48.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Project.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Same concept.
Got it.
Make a film, 48 hours. You have your own specified prompts and things. It was funny because I never said it was a 48 when I was submitting it to anywhere. Because we got into a few things. We got into a few LA festivals. We got into local film festivals. And then when we got into Cannes, the first question was, at the Q&A. How long did it take for you guys to make it? And everyone's like 6 months, 1 year,
goodness.
2 months. And we come up 48 hours. And everyone's like, 48 hours?
Wow.
So it was pretty awesome to say that we did it in 48 hours. Now with the 48-hour film project, I just produced it this year.
Yes. Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. But like with that, if you're the top film in the city, it goes for competition wherever Filmapalooza is being held. So every year they switch it up. It's international. This year it's going to be held in Rotterdam, so the Netherlands.
Cool.
But if your film places in the top 15 in that film festival, then it goes to Cannes.
That's exciting.
But there's other methods to doing it, just like you were saying. So like I submitted through American Pavilion. They have an emerging filmmaker showcase that is displayed at Cannes. Super friendly. I love them. Definitely want to come back with them. They have a college level and they have a regular filmmaker professional level. And the level that we submitted into, the coordinator was actually telling me Ryan Coogler had not just 5 years prior, he was a nomination. So he was a nomination for the exact same category that we were a nomination for. He didn't win that year. 5 years later, he is also now screening Black Panther on the beach.
Amazing.
So
that's so wild.
It's really interesting how you do that. And I really urge people, if you make your film, send it out. Figure out what your film's niche is. Figure out what makes it special or unique, and send it out. Send it out to Cannes. Send it out to wherever you think it would do well, but only send it out, in my opinion, if you're going to go to the festival. Because if I would have sent it and it got in and I wasn't even there, it wouldn't have made any sense. It was
because that networking element, that
you lose it.
Yeah, right. If you're not there, no one's gonna meet you if you're not there.
No one's gonna meet you. No one's gonna hear about what you're doing. And we got into two categories. So the American Pavilion, they represent America at Cannes, which is super cool. And they have their own audience. But outside of that, we were in the official short film corner. So both of those, I believe, were 120, maybe 200 euros to submit.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Super, super worth it. But
together, they were about 200 euros.
I want to say, yeah. Together, they were about 200 euros, a little bit over $200.
Right.
And then for the official selection, you can always submit to that for free.
That's awesome.
They definitely, it isn't a pay for play at all.
Right. And a lot of festivals, there is the monetary part of the submission. So
you can submit as many times to the official selection as you want for short films, and I believe it's free. And when it comes down to the other specific categories, there's 5 other specific categories. Just go onto the website.
Just check it out.
And
see what fits for your project.
Switch it to English, because it's originally in French, and sometimes they won't do it for you. So my friend will be like, oh, so I went onto the Canne website. I don't understand anything that it's saying. In the top right corner, they do English.
Right. Yes, that's where it pops up. Yep. Okay. Good note. I'm appreciating these little details that you're including, because I feel like a lot of times within the film industry and just generally, people will be like, yeah, you need to do this. Like, you need to go online and look at something. And it's like, okay, that's a very general direction, but to have the details is very useful. So thank you for the details, which makes a lot of sense because you're a producer. Are there some key dates we should keep in mind for anyone interested in submitting?
If you're interested in submitting to Canne, submissions typically open in January. Keep that in mind. You'll know between January and March if you made it. And then the film festival's in May.
Okay, very cool.
It's very quick turnaround. 3 months to book your plane, book your tickets, book where you're staying.
Yeah.
And, like, don't forget your dress or your
dresses.
Shoes and suits. Yeah. So, like, and it's 3 weeks. It's one of the longest film festivals.
It's a long festival.
And it's worth it. I remember I had no sleep.
Yeah.
I would wake up at 8, go to, like, a brunch, go to a meeting, go to breakfast, go to see some films, and then, like, now it's the red carpet. Then there's the yacht party. I went to a yacht party, which was super fun.
Ooh.
Super fun.
I have mixed feelings about boat parties just because sometimes I want to leave and I'm not able to, but...
Oh, no. Just make sure... Well, like, someone actually told us, they're like, okay, don't go on the boat if the boat is leaving the dock. So we made...
Oh.
We did not leave the dock.
It stayed.
It stayed.
So that's the perfect boat party for me.
Perfect boat party.
I get the boat experience, but when I'm ready to depart, I can. That's never actually happened. It's just like a slight concern, you know. But
most of
non-issue.
Most of them don't leave, because then I don't know where we're going.
Where are we going? Right? Like that's you're
still
there.
Have my 8 o'clock. So I still have the boat party, then the after party, and then like there's parties on the beach. There's like you're meeting cool people.
It's such a beautiful place. So
it's industry only too. So it's really nice. It's really inclusive, and like it was cool because I was at a Nick Cage after party. He showed up. That was a whole nother story and a half.
Okay.
Met Spike Lee. I went to a rendezvous with Ryan Coogler. Like,
amazing.
Like people that you would recognize.
Right.
And also a lot of people that you wouldn't.
Right.
Who are
doing fantastic
many
things.
Credits and just as much experience. And it's really about who you meet and what you say. And these things like lead on to other things.
Right. That's what I is so great about festivals, is the opportunity to connect with other people who have the same passions, have the same experiences, have more experience or less experience, but can come together and collaborate potentially in the future. So
it was super incredible. And I have to say, like, while I was there, I was like on the beach, just hanging out. Like, it was super fun. Yeah. And then I get a call like, oh, I want you to produce my next feature film.
Fantastic.
And I see you're at Canne. I want you to produce my feature film. When do you come back? And now the film is done, and I'm on my way to the festival circuit again, hoping to go back to Canne with this one. So
that's so exciting. So, in terms of the like writer, director, producer roles that you fill, how do you find balance between the three?
It's weird because I don't really ever feel like there's a balance.
Yeah.
So I just try to make it work. But it's mostly just like, what projects am I working on now? Can I take on another one? And if I'm in pre-production on something, I normally like to, okay, I'm in pre-production. I'll stay focused on this. And now production happened. I'm in post-production. I need to be in pre-production on another thing. So if I'm wearing a writer hat, if I'm wearing a director hat, if I'm wearing a producer hat, it's just what's next and what do I enjoy doing?
Yeah. What are some skills that you've learned since you've come into the industry, and how have you seen them kind of progress? Have you like noticed elements to how you work that have changed from when you began?
I would say to be open. Like, I've noticed that when I started, I didn't have, I mean, like, obviously when everyone first starts, you don't know as much. Then you go to your first set, you go to your second set, and then you're like, oh, okay, from my first set, I know never to do this.
Yeah.
And always do that. My second set, and it's just kind of like, just adapt. Everything you do, there's always something I can take out of a set experience. Like, even if it's like the 50th time I'm on set, or if it's like a feature film you're on production for 2 months, 3 months, you can always take something from that particular set day or that particular meeting, pre-production meeting, or that post meeting.
Right.
Because there's always something new. Like, I know what ADR is.
Right.
You know, like, so, but when I went to my first ADR meeting, I was like, oh, this is how the actor feels. This is exactly what it's like.
Right.
And I feel like with film, it's great because you can always learn something. You're never going to not learn something.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so many elements of it. I mean, that's part of why we have this podcast. We talk to different people every time because there's that list of people roles on the credits, right?
Oh, yeah.
And everyone's doing something. They're not just hanging out. Everyone is doing something. So,
and they all have their own unique perspective, which is amazing.
Absolutely. If you were to take on or learn about another element of film production, what would you want to learn? What skill would you want to learn?
Well, recently I started learning script supervising, and I think that's really, really essential and really important. And I definitely want to continue to learn how to do that because during our shoot, I helped out with that. And it was something I'd never done before. And I realized the super importance of it. So.
Yeah, the continuity.
Continuity and everything. Because then the actor would come up to me one day like, so what pants did I wear last week? And that last week was like scenes 23 and now we're back on 24. Because, you know, you never shoot all at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just like, oh. I didn't write that in my notes, but I have a picture.
Right,
so.
right. Yeah, it's good to have those safeguards, right? Like maybe you didn't write it down, but at least you have a picture, and then in the future you'll have both. But yeah.
Oh yes. Now in the future, I always write down what did they wear, when did they wear it, did they change at some point, and it's something new and exciting.
Yeah. What props are on set? Okay, we're in a new location.
Right.
What props need to move? Yeah. Yeah. Being the like problem solver and just the keeping everything moving in the right direction, I feel like is what you fall into as a producer.
Definitely.
Yeah. What are some things that you think will change about filmmaking moving forward in the future?
Moving forward, there's always new technology. There's always cool things to look out for. But I've been seeing a lot of like VR. Maybe that's going to hit. Maybe that's not going to hit. But also specifically with like producing, distribution. So distribution has clearly expanded to streaming services.
Sure.
So now it's like, okay, so are you going to go for the limited theatrical release? Are you going to go for the straight distribution? Are you going to go distribution like DVD?
Yeah.
Are you going to go online? Are you going to go streaming? And there's so many options.
Sure.
And it just keeps growing. So I would definitely keep an eye out for that.
Very cool. I appreciate that. Anything else you'd like to share? We're at the end of our interview already. It's always so fun. I'm sad when it ends. But before we go, can you let us know where our audience can find out more about you and your work?
You could definitely find me on Facebook at MJ Del Rosario, or you could find me on Instagram at MJ Rose. It would also be posted later.
Okay.
So thank you.
Perfect. Yeah. I will be sharing that in the description so that everyone can find your info. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you all for tuning into this episode of Cinema Crunch. Again, my name is Rose Donahue, and we're filming at the Quantum Arc Media Studio in Las Vegas, Nevada. If you're watching on YouTube, we would love a like. And if you're listening on iTunes, please give us a few sparkly stars so that other people can find us too. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you later.